Hello friends, my name is Koolio and welcome back to the channel. Now if you guys watched my Radical Heights video talking about some of the key elements about the game, what makes it stand out from other games and when it's releasing, all that good stuff, I talked about how they have this in-game cash mechanic, which is kind of like their unique mechanic, similar to how Fortnite has like their building, PUBG's got more of their militaristic style of gameplay. This one, they've got their in-game cash. Now this is different from their premium currency, which they are calling rad gems. Now their in-game cash, they're calling it their soft currency. With this, it kind of adds a whole new dynamic to the game for people that are more frugal with their money or people that want to spend their money. It's really interesting. It's actually something I talked to with some of my friends about how I think this is actually a really cool mechanic and actually helps those certain players that get so far into a match and then end up having like, you know, just bad luck or, you know, bad timing. Somebody comes up and kills them from behind and then they feel like they lose the progression of that match. So how it works is while you're playing the game and you're running around, if you kill enemies or if you find little stacks of money or if you go to in-game events and stuff like that, you can find this in-game cash. Now with that cash, you can actually use it to buy items from vending machines such as snipers and rocket launchers that you can use throughout the match. Now they have stated that when you first jump into a match, everybody starts off at 0, and then as you run around and play, you can gather more and more of this cash. Now some of the ways that you can get it is obviously you can just walk around the world and find different cash registers in various locations and establishments, things like that. You'll have like, there'll be like a floating dollar sign above them. Now you can either shoot these or you can switch over to your melee fists and, you know, your melee weapons, which is just your fists, and punch them, and you'll be able to find cash that you can then pick up using E. Now other ways you can find the cash is through their dynamic game show events. What happens is you'll hear like a queue, kind of like a supply drop, but randomly it'll happen across the map. These random events will happen where you can either run up to, you can spin these game wheels, or you can open up these special doors, and you can earn extra cash that way. Other ways you can get it is if you end up killing an enemy, they'll actually drop the cash that they had, and you can go up and actually take the cash from them. Now, how this cash mechanic will actually differ is you can actually end up saving the cash that you had in one game and use it in another game. How that works is throughout the game, throughout the map, as you're playing, you'll come across ATM machines. So what you can do is, let's say you have like 600 cash, you can actually go up to these ATM machines and deposit the cash, and then when you jump into a new round and you find another ATM machine, you can actually walk up to it and withdraw the cash from there and then use it in the game. Now the reason why I think this is such a cool mechanic and why I think it'll actually add a lot of dynamics to the game is that you can, when you're playing the game, let's say you're doing a really good job, you've got tons of kills, and then it's you, your teammate, and then like 2 other people, and then you end up screwing up, somebody calls you, your game freezes, whatever. You end up getting killed, you lose the match. However, you do get to keep a percentage of the cash that you earned from those kills and from playing the game that will be saved up for later. So you don't feel like you lose everything, you actually feel like you're slowly kind of gaining more and more cash as you're playing. And then the next game, you know, you're sitting there, you're like, you know what, I'm so frustrated from that last game. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna pull out my cash from my ATM, find a vending machine, buy a rocket launcher, and kind of give yourself a little bit of a boost. Now some people might be like, whoa, is that you know, kind of unfair for other players? You know, honestly, I don't think so. It's just like the same as if somebody were to come across a supply drop before you, except this time they actually saved up enough money to buy the things, like they worked for that weapon rather than just being lucky enough to find a supply drop. Now another really cool aspect with this cash is you don't actually have to spend it just on weapons in game, but you can also find it with their you can use it for their cosmetic system, which I think is a really smart play for them to do, and it's something that I really like, and it was one of the things that really piqued my interest in this game. Now you have what's called the prize room, which has all of your cosmetic items that you can buy using the rad gems, their premium currency, or you can buy with cash. However, there will be certain items that you can only buy with rad gems. However, when you're playing through the game, you'll actually come across cosmetic items throughout the world. Now, if you go up and you pick up that item and finish the game while you have that item equipped, it will be unlocked in the prize room, and then you can spend your in-game cash to buy that item. Now, I actually really like this because I love finding unique and valuable things when playing a game, and being able to go out and play and trying to find these specific items, these awesome cosmetic clothing that you've actually unlocked and kind of earned. It adds a whole new fun kind of a scavenger hunt is how they're calling it to the game. So you can actually go around, you can find something really cool in the game, you can pick it up and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited that I got this item. I don't have to spend the money and be able to, you know, go back and spend your in-game cash to be able to unlock it. I think it just adds like a really cool level to a free-to-play system that this game's eventually going to have. I think it's just really nice that they've given us the option to be able to buy almost all the cosmetics in the game using the in-game cash. It's just so flipping cool. Now, one of the things I want to go back and re-emphasize is the ATM machines. Now remember, at the start of every match, everybody starts off with $0. They drop down and you have to try to find weapons and gear. However, if you do come across an ATM, you can go out and withdraw the money that you have accumulated through previous matches and then use that money at an ATM machine to buy more weapons, better weapons, rocket launchers, sniper rifles, things like that. That's when the in-game events come into play as well, because, you know, even though you may not have won this game, you may have saved up enough money to be able to give yourself a boost in the next game. However, it's also kind of like gambling on yourself whether or not you want to spend that money, because you could say, like, you know, should I save this for the next game, or should I withdraw it now and give myself a boost this game, because if I end up winning this game, I'll get more money in the end. It's just kind of like this back and forth dynamic that you have to think about when you're deciding on whether or not how you want to spend the cash. So it's kind of like their most unique mechanic in the game. However, my personal favorite thing about it is the fact that you can actually use that to buy cosmetic items for your characters. And my personal favorite thing about it is the fact that those cosmetic outfits can be found in the world. Now, a little bit of a hint for you guys. They said that if you're going around, let's say you find a really cool upper body cosmetic, like a really nice shirt, and you pick it up, you put it on your character, and you're running around, and then you come across another one that you really want, another upper body item, you have to decide which one you want to take. So it kind of makes you kind of panic a little bit, but it's cool that you can find these items while playing the game. It gives you more of an incentive to play the game than to simply just, you know, run in and grab cash, or to run in and kill enemies and things like that. But it gives you like the option to go in and try to find these clothing items that you can get for your character to make them look cooler, and it kind of adds a sense of accomplishment as well when you come across these items. I just think it's going to be a really fun mechanic that the game is eventually, you know, that we'll be able to check it out. And I'm really excited to see what some of the items that they're going to have, because with this 80s nostalgia, you can have a lot of really fun like outfits, and you can customize a whole bunch of stuff. They've got headgears, I believe they have, you know, shorts. They even talked about how like you can have underwear, you can run around just in your underwear in the game, customized underwear, which is which is kind of funny. Headbands, you can have, you know, pants, shoes, all that stuff. You can mix and match it. I'm hoping they have like a really sick like afro, and then they have like the parachute pants I'm gonna put on, and like a basketball thing. I just want to make my character look absolutely ridiculous. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that kind of explains the in-game cash system. It's not like a pay-to-win thing. I saw some people talk about that, oh my gosh, this is a pay-to-win element because you can spend money to get the cash. No, you can't. Like, you have to play the game to get the cash, but you also got to be smart enough to know when to spend that cash, and if it's a wise investment to either spend it right there or to save it for a later game. Well guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more Radical Heights gameplay videos coming in the future. Alright guys, we'll see ya.